What up, guys? Welcome back here to RezRootz. It's been a minute since the original team of the RezRootz actually been on the podcast together. So,
Yep.
So this week or this episode is going to be about Kickoff Kampout. So just to give you a little short little information of what Kickoff Kampout is. It's an annual camping trip every fall semester at the end of the first term of IBC. The reason why we do the Kickoff Kampout is just more like it's just a time to get away and to connect with others. But you can also connect with yourself, like, getting that time with the Lord and having that alone time for you and with Him. But it also is a good time to connect with others as well, be relational with others.
Yeah.
So like it's a very short weekend of a camping trip where we all go out as a school, student body and student life, and just to get away, spend some time together and get to know each other a lot more. So, and I was actually thankful. I know some people have their different opinions about it, but for me, I was actually glad to go. We went back to Page.
Yes.
Because we went to, was it Grand Canyon area?
Lake Powell.
No, last year.
Annual Kickoff. Oh wait, no, we went to Grand Canyon on the south side. Forgot what it was called though.
I think it's 10X.
10X, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. It was good, but again, I was like, from all the years I've been here at IBC, it was always Page. So I was like, and I was kind of familiar with Page in a little bit, but when we went back and were on our SF day, I kind of forgot where everything was. I was like,
it was a good thing I was there to help you.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah, I was glad you guys were there because I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I forgot all about this. But yeah, so it's just a small camping trip for student body and student life, just to connect and get everyone, get along and not get along, but I'm pretty sure we get along, hopefully, Lord willing. But just to get together, praising, worshiping the Lord together, praying for one another and all that. So, anyways, that's first question I have for you, Emmanuel, is,
all right.
What was your highlight of this year's Kickoff Kampout?
Ooh, this highlight of this Kickoff's Kampout. I have to say it was the lake, when we went out to the lake that day. And it was me, you, Kion, Jonathan, and the time came for us to go wakeboarding. And when it came up to my turn, I tried the first round. I tried everything I could, listened to the instructions, keeping my feet parallel, letting the string pull me up. But I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get up. And I was like, gosh dang it. Like, I was in the boat throughout the whole time watching Jonathan, Daniel, and Kion trying it out. And I was like, dang, I got to get back in there. I really got to get this. I got to, if this is like, I don't know when we're going to come back next year or whatever. And so when it came time again, I remember the first one, I was so happy. I was so excited that I got on the first try on the next round. And I was like, being on top of the water on that wakeboarding and just the feeling you get, just that exhilarating factor that you're basically, I don't know how to describe it, but the feeling was awesome. Yeah. And it was something I want to do again. And, on the second time I got up on the water, I wanted to try what those wakeboarding professionals do, go left and right, just kind of look all cool. I did it for like 3, and then on the fourth one, I just went right down into the water.
You went sideways. Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, and once I went in, I swear, man, I hit my chest really hard. It felt like I just landed on concrete. It's just whoosh. And I remember that when you guys came back, I was like, I'm done. I'm getting back in the boat. Like, I wanted to go again, but man, I was like, the air didn't get taken out of me, but I was like, that actually got me. But that was one of the highlights I had at that camp out. It was amazing.
I know, because I remember watching you guys. I was like, yeah, there's no way I can do that. Because honestly, I'm gonna be real here. I'm not the best swimmer. I can swim, but when it comes to I guess, endurance or long-term swimming. Like, I'm not the best at that. But anyways, when I was watching you guys, like, it was pretty cool because I remember Daniel went first. He was struggling, then he finally got it. And same thing with you and Jonathan. Yeah, you guys got it down. And honestly, if I did it, no shade or thrown under the bus, but kind of cramped. I was like, that probably would have been me out there too if I tried it. Probably would have pulled some or would have had a cramp and probably would have drowned out there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember you guys. When you guys got it down, you guys kept doing it for a long time. I was like, dang.
It was a lot of fun, man. I want to do it again. Like, if it was to be next year or sometime soon, like someone just told me, like, hey, let's go Lake Powell and go wakeboarding, I will just jump right in.
Yeah, it's like, let's go.
Let's go right now.
Nice. So on SF, or not SF Day, the Water Day was a highlight. What else? What other highlights do you have?
The other highlight, the second one I had in mind, because I was trying to compare them, was going to Antelope Canyon with you guys. And being there, being able to get us a spot into the tour literally 2 minutes before it started. And being able to like go up to the receptionist like, yeah, it's us three and over there. And I remember just Jonathan just... She's like, are you all natives? I'm like, three of us are. And we have that dude right there.
That dude. That dude over there.
And she's all like, he's not native. I was like, I know, but he's been with us for the past 3 years. It sounded like we just adopted him.
Yeah.
But the reason why it was also a highlight too is because, one, I know it's Kion's last year here. And I didn't realize how special it was to him until that night at the campfire, where he expressed how this is the first time he went there. Yeah. And this is like his last year at IBC, and he thought he got like emotional talking about it. And I was kind of sitting there like, now I'm getting emotional because in a way I feel like we were able to do something great for him to remember his last time here at IBC, the kickoff campout, and with us SF group as well. Yeah. So it was awesome, dude. That highlight, and him befriending those two people from France, I believe. And then they moved down to New Mexico, and they basically were visiting, and we were just talking to them, guiding throughout the way, helping that elderly lady and man. Like, we ended up becoming their tour guides. It was kind of cool.
I don't know. It was like the actual tour guide was just too busy way up front. Came back every now and then. But,
we're all in the back with those two, huh?
Yeah, we're just... Well, not only that, too. I was like, again, it's tourists, man. Taking forever in the picture. It's like I understand, like, pictures, you want to make sure you get the best, but man, they were taking too long.
Way too long.
And then here we were like the other group that was just behind us was like right there. So I was like, you need to hurry up.
I swear it's like when you're trying to get through the canyon, they were just right down our necks. Yeah. That's how close they were.
Yeah, literally.
And I think it was really funny how, like, Kion was just trying to tell us, like, man, we could have done this tour ourselves. He's all... It's all... Yeah. Me and him were joking around. We're like, this is where we used to walk to get to school.
The Annual Canyon was definitely my highlight because the last time I went down there was 2016.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, I think it was 2016 with Barlow and another student named Hawk. We all went down there, and I was kind of like in awe because I was like, dang, like, this is wild. And then same thing too with Kion, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I thought he was just messing around, like, yeah, it's my first time down here. I was like, hi, you're funny. So yeah, you grew up in Arizona, we get it, I was like, that whole time I was like, I never said it to him, but I was like, in my head, I was like, I feel like he's just messing with me, like, because how Kion is, he likes to joke around and stuff. So I was like, oh, yeah, all right. But then that night I was like, oh, he was serious. It's like, that was really his first time. I was shocked because it's kind of like his backyard, basically, But yeah, it was cool just because, he was either right in front of me or he would be behind me, and I was kind of just observing him because he was just, really just soaking it all in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool too with the elder lady, and then that her husband, I believe. Yeah, it was pretty cool because it was like just kind of like taking care of the grandparents.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much what it felt like.
Yeah, I really felt like he was really caring for them, because there was times he would turn around and he's just like, "Where are they?" He's like looking at them. He's like looking for them. Yeah.
He's like, he's like, "Help your grandma." Yeah, it was cool because they were friendly, and they had some humor too, so they were cracking jokes and as well.
I love the fact that we did a group photo with them at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, let's take pictures, and oh yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. So.
And honestly, with the I lost my train of thought. Continue.
Oh, no, but yeah, so it was just cool though. It's just to that was definitely my highlight. That was the SF day. Getting to hang out with you guys, Antelope Canyon, and going to the flea market.
The flea market.
Yeah.
Man, there I had the best. Oh man, Diamond Tea Grill. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. I have not seen y'all since like 2018 or 2019, and to find you guys in Page, Arizona, I couldn't help but buy that Navajo burger right off the bat. And I ate that thing. It was delicious. It was amazing. It was exactly how I remembered it.
I know, yeah, because I remember saw your reactions. I was like, so these guys must be good. Yeah, that burger was good, man.
It was.
I can't remember the last time like going to a flea market and getting a Navajo burger. I was like, oh, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially it was just, I was really hungry at the time too, but still it was pretty good. And Kyan got his mutton sandwich and all that. So yeah, SF Day, it was just SF Day. What we do on that is hanging out with your spiritual formation. So that's what SF means. And so every spiritual formation group gets to go out and hang out, and either go to like what we did, go to Antelope Canyon, some probably went like an hour out of town, or some went hiking, some went swimming. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, again, that's just for you to, build your relationship with your spiritual formation group. So, So another question I have for you is, what were something that you have taken away from the teachings?
The one thing that comes to mind is the book that Kyan read that same night he shared about his story with the Antelope Canyon. I really loved how he read the book. Bob wasn't there, sadly, due to his health. And, the fact that Kyan read the book and the story about how, what gift is it that you want? What is it do you want? Desire. And for that man to, desiring money, desiring land, desiring possessions, only for him to turn around saying, it's actually crazy. Like, I'm already feeling it already, but he's just like, I want to be your friend. I want to be there for you. I want to love you. I want to care for you. And it was so cool how that story transitioned to basically how we are as Christians. Like, yeah, we could ask for so many things. We could get all the things we want. But if we want that full satisfaction of life and where we can really dwell in our identity and our purpose of life, it's by having that relationship with Christ. Mm-hmm. And that story just basically like circled around what we talked about at Kickoff Kampout every single morning and night, which is our identity, how we worship Christ, and how we spend time with him as well. Whether you do it with nature, with worship music, through time of silence, or a time of praising if you're an extrovert, or caring for others, So it was really awesome to hear that again. I know I heard it for the third time this year, but I think when it came to that night, when Kyan read that book, like I said before, it really just kind of reminded me all over again why we're being taught this, why we're in this area where we need to find our identity in Christ and also find our way of spending time with him that will be more effective, that works within our own personality. Because, we all have different personalities. We all have different identities. We're not going to worship in one same way. We all have our own different ways of doing it. And God made it that way. God made it to where it's more intentional, and that's what I really like, being intentional. So that was probably the one thing I really took from that whole kickoff campout, man.
Yeah, because I remember the past 2 years of kickoff campout on the Saturday night, which is kind of the main, I guess you could say the meat, of kickoff campout is the third night. Because what we do is Kyan reads the story. I forget the name of the book. And usually Bob, one of our staff members here at IBC, it's crazy. He would come all the way out to Page just to read that chapter.
Really?
And then he would leave.
Dang.
So, like, that's how committed he is. And
wow.
So, like, knowing Bob for all the years, and Bob has always read that story, and for him to do it like this year because health reasons, and so it was definitely emotional, and it was actually pretty cool too because again on the third night, the past 2 years, like there was always like raining and crazy storms happening. Where I remember, was it your first year? And it was kind of like a hurricane weather. Like that's how bad it was. Like it just like hit out of nowhere, and like people were, running into the bathrooms, and then
when Johnny fell too, we're like Johnny. the chairs flying into the campfires.
Yeah, and then food flying all over the place.
Oh,
the whole time I was just recording everything. It's like you could insert that little clip. Yeah,
for those listening on the Spotify or Apple Podcast, look at the video right now. Yeah. It is playing right now, so you guys can see the chaos we went through that night.
I'm telling you, it was funny. Like I don't know what it was. I was just like, pull my phone out, and record everything, man. I was like, it was wild. Like it just came, and then the storm went by. After that, it was clear sky. It was wild. And then the third is last year at the Grand Canyon. That was one of my highlights too of that year. I know everyone was kind of under the gazebo thing. Everyone was already under there, but for me and Michael, nephew, we were kind of just standing by the fire still, keeping it going in the rain. And then you were kind of standing not too far from us too. I remember that.
I was just enjoying the heck out of it. Yeah. I was all out there with my
poncho, right?
My poncho, I was all just enjoying the heck out of it. And I love how later that night, Michael's like, man, this fire just kept on going. Even though the rain came, just kept on going.
And it was so like the past 2 years we were not able to do the third night, tradition of sending the students out to, have their alone time with God. And so just past, kickoff campout that we just got done doing, we were finally able to send them out, and they were able to have their alone time. And that was pretty cool because, with the story, the challenge, and then it was funny too because I kind of felt bad, but not really at the same time because I feel like everyone wanted to share. And I was kind of like, we're kind of going a little over time now. And I didn't know when to stop either, honestly, but everyone just kept going one after another, sharing what, how their alone time went. So it was pretty cool just to hear, the students' testimonies of their alone time with God, and how much it really impacted them, and even seeing it now with being around the students ever since kickoff campout, I can see more. Not that it was before, but I'm saying like it's more relational now. Like it's more like people are more comfortable with each other now. Like
like it opened that door.
Yeah, so like. Because I know, like, I get it when it comes to you going to new places, or you're either going to a new school and you're kind of like, I don't know anybody, don't trust nobody, or so I feel like that's what the reason why the kickoff campout is there, is to kind of break through that, to help everyone get along. So kind of segue into that third night is how was your alone time with the Lord?
It's funny because when we were talking about that, I was like, I have a feeling you're about to ask me this question. Honestly, that third night, I was kind of going through some things. And, the very first night, too, like, I think what God showed to me was there was still some shame and guilt that I was withholding within myself. And because of that shame and guilt, that's what always pushed me to get out of bed every day, to prove to everyone within my actions that I am a Christian, to prove my action. I want to say to God, but I realized I was doing it all for me. And it's just like in that night, the first night, God got a hold on me. Second night, spending more time with him, I was like, okay, Lord, I think I get what you're trying to say. So the third night, when they came to us with alone time, I didn't even felt nothing until like the last 10 minutes of it. I remember I was sitting out there. I found this nice spot. I kind of looked out to the stars. I was just like, whew. How come I don't hear nothing, Lord? Like, I feel tense. I feel this. I feel that. I don't feel any peace or comfort. I could have sworn I came down to what you're trying to tell me. I could have sworn I was in the right position and right mindset of things. And yeah, I get the fact that you're helping me right now, but I really feel like you're not there for me right now. Like, you are, but I just don't feel it like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
So it was until we were told that if you hear this guitar strumming, that's when we're supposed to head back to the campsite. And so I literally Lord, I don't know. And I remember I just laid on my back, completely all on the ground, just hands and arms out, looking into the sky. And for the first time after laying down, I just felt this like, like it's okay. And I was just like laying there. I was just like, for the first time of that alone time with God, that was the time I actually felt peace and comfort with him. It was like, I don't know what it was. I think the Lord just wanted me to be real with him, just to give it all out, just to lament about it. And then for him to come in and say, it's okay. I love you and I care about you. I forgive you. And I'm still here for you, even if you are upset with me. And so I remember just laying there and I was just enjoying my time. I started praying and I was just like, Lord, like, I kind of wish I figured this out sooner. Because next thing I realized, I hear the guitar strumming in the distance. And I was like, we got to go back. And I was like, I think I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. So I remember they played like one song. And then after that one song, I came back. Because I was just enjoying my time and my alone time. It was still worth it. I'm not saying it was a bad time. It was still worth it. It's just the Lord basically used that time to let me just lament and be real with my feelings, because I tend to do that. I can tend to push down my negativity in my life, and yeah, I may talk about things, but I may not process it or deal with it the way I need to. I would be like, well, that's how I feel, so thanks for hearing me out, but I'm going to go over here and do this now to try to prove myself I'm a lot better. When in reality, I'm not giving it up. I'm not giving it to the Lord, and I'm using that guilt and shame and anger in some cases as my motivation to get through things. Rather than relying on him. So when the Lord when I gave it to the Lord, that motivation was gone. So that's what God revealed to me in that alone time. And it was really crazy.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool because I could relate to that because I was the same way. I was like, what the heck? I was like, I don't even know what to talk about, God. I ain't gonna lie. Did that same thing. I was like, again, I just felt it. And I'm like, it was even more funnier too because I actually fell asleep for like a minute. I was like, that's how
that
strong,
end was nice.
That's how strong the peace of the Lord is, man. I was like, dang.
I always think about that story with who was that dude that ran away because he was threatened to be killed in the Bible? Elijah, yeah. I love that story because it's funny how sometimes God just needs you to just sleep and eat.
Yeah, it's like, just eat some snacks, sing a snack and nap, basically. It's like, take a nap. Yeah, you're cranky, I'll take a nap. Then he wakes up again, gives him some food, and then go back to sleep. Yeah.
You have a long journey ahead of you. It's funny because when we taught that in the youth group, we're like, don't use this as an excuse just to sleep all the time. That's not what it means. Yeah. It means to take the time to rest and eat before you do something bigger again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy because, like, I think I've been to, it's like Korean said she did 16 kickoff campouts. So I was like, dang, it's like OG. Mm-hmm. I think for me, I did, I want to say maybe like 6 or 7.
Dang.
Around there, maybe 8. I could be totally way off. I don't know. But, when you're having alone times, you'll hear from other students if you ask them about it. There's a lot of like, yes, I really felt the Lord, I really felt him near and close. And then, kind of like we were saying, like, I don't feel nothing, and those are totally okay. It's, we can't always, if God comes and you really feel his peace, his presence, like, yeah, that's amazing. But if you're not feeling it, that doesn't mean, you're less than from that person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you continue to seek and continue to, reach out to him, And I kind of thought of this, I saw this reel a couple weeks back. I think it was, why do people always raise their hands when they worship? And then the next question on that lyric where the reel was, what does a baby do when he's crying?
Oh,
He's reaching out to his parent.
Oh, wow.
So, like, again, I'm giving that illustration by saying, like, continue to reach out to him, continue to seek him, because, like, a baby's always like, Mom, Dad,
Oh, no.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
oh, my gosh.
I don't know. It was like, that picture got me in tears, too. Or that visual, I was like, ugh.
Oh, my word. That makes a whole lot of sense.
But, yeah, so the reason why I just say that, I wanted to share that because I know, everyone would talk so highly of that third night. And it's a good thing, some of them have their experiences, good experiences. Some are like, oh, I didn't hear anything, I didn't feel anything. But it doesn't mean, the Lord's going to put that to waste, you got to continue to reach out to him. Because it was actually cool, because even for us as staff members, so like me, Josh, Corrine, Daniel, Jerry, Tina, we still went out with the students as well. We didn't just like, oh, you guys go, we're going to stay here, No, we kind of have our own, we also need our alone time with the Lord. And I thought it was crazy. It's still like very vivid in my mind. So where I'm at, where my tent was, I snuck one of the lawn chairs and brought it to my tent. And I usually be sitting out there early in the morning because I wake up early. And then I'm just sitting out there in the tent. Just like,
no.
But I went to my spot and grabbed that chair, and it was just sitting right outside my tent. And it kind of just, it was weird because a lot of memories started coming up, not from the school or anybody. The only memories that was coming up was a lot of my family and friends that passed away the past couple of years. And I was kind of like, why are these memories popping up? And I started getting even emotional and started crying. And then that's where, I kind of just felt, like when people come alongside you and like,
yeah,
and that's kind of what I felt from the Lord, to help me grieve, help me to release these emotions, because I kind of, when you're grieving or when you're going through something, you would tend to keep yourself busy, keep your mind off things. But when you're actually sitting there and processing it, that's actually helping you release those emotions. And I feel like that was a time for the Lord to really help me think of these memories, just that way I can get these emotions out. Not keeping them stuffed in.
Yeah.
And then, another one too is just a lot of memories I had of being a part of the Kickoff Kampout and seeing how much God has worked and moved in my life. And it was a really, had a really good cry. I feel like I had that in a while. So I was in tears. And when I came back to the campfire, I was just kind of sitting next to the fire. And I felt a lot of peace, a lot of comfort from that. Because I was like, I think the Lord really knew that I just needed a good cry. He was like, you just need a good cry, man.
Dang.
He's all, stop trying to be tough. Stop trying to push it aside or anything like that. And I feel like that time the Lord really sat me down and helped me grieve all that out. So.
No, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny because we recently watched a movie, and in the movie he's just like, I don't think that's you, man. I think you're just putting on that face.
Yeah.
He's like, show me the real you, and I feel like that's what the Lord did to you.
Yeah, that's basically what he did. He was like, just cry. He's like, you want to cry? I know you want to cry. But yeah, it's basically what it was. And I was like, all right. Yeah. And I was thankful for that because, again, man, just update the listeners. I lost 2 very close friends this past year. One from drug overdose and one from drinking and driving. These guys I grew up with. And I was able to see one of them at their funeral. And I wasn't at the funeral, but his parents FaceTimed me and got to see his body. And yeah, even that memory came up when I was at my alone time, because it really left me speechless. I was like, man, it's like that. He's the same age as me, and for my friend to, it's hard for me to still leave me speechless. Like, I don't know what to say to it. Like, I remember seeing his body, and I couldn't even cry. I was like, man, it shocks me still. But I was, going back to it, I'm getting off track, but going back to the Kickoff Kampout of, that alone time is really impactful for not just for the students, but for us as staff as well. Because, it's always rejuvenating, but it's also really encouraged for everyone, including myself, that, this shouldn't be a one-time thing. Like, I gotta wait till Kickoff Kampout.
Yes.
Like, no, you can always have that alone time. Like, you go out, go for a hike, go for a walk, go fishing, go somewhere and just be away from everything. Exclude and withdraw from like social media, technology. Even it's okay to withdraw from people too. There's nothing wrong with that. For introverts out there, you know me. You know how it is. You just need to get away and withdraw and reconnect with the Lord.
So if you're talking to the introverts, let me talk to the extroverts. Stop trying to distract yourself. Stop trying to find people. There is times we need to just kind of chill out and just be with the Lord. No music too. Don't be like me and try to listen to music like, I'm spending time with the Lord. No, just you and God.
Trying to put worship music on. Again, a Kickoff Kampout is a good thing for the students, student life. Reconnect, or but connect with everybody, build relationships. That way it kind of breaks through the wall of like shy, people being shy, or just not really getting a chance to get to know everyone, because everyone the week goes on, like a lot of us are doing our own thing, not in a bad way. Like, some have classes, for us as staff, we have different departments. So like even myself, like I don't see all the staff every day of the week. Like, and sometimes I don't see them throughout the week, and I'm like, I mean, even though it's a small school, but still, a lot of people are in different areas, so everyone has a lot of their own responsibilities, their own thing to do. So that was a good time for us to just come together, spend some time together, but also just giving you opportunities to reconnect or connect with the Lord. That's pretty much all I had from Kickoff Kampout. Emmanuel here is working on a video. I don't know if
We're hoping to get it out this week.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for that video. He also posted the reel on the IPC page, so you're more than welcome to go on there and look at the reel. It gives you a short glimpse of the highlights that we had there at the Kickoff Kampout. But yeah, you have any final words to say?
Nothing really. The only thing that just came to mind was Kickoff Kampout was awesome. I enjoyed my time with you guys. Being able to see the dam again and be able to go eat out at the flea market. I gotta say, man, when this video comes out, I'm hoping to recapture the feeling that we experienced at Kickoff Kampout, and to be able to show it to our viewers and to ourselves, and to just show, like, this is what it's all about. So that's pretty much all I got.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for doing this, and thank you guys for listening. I'm hoping I wanted to get Tim and Aaron on here.
Yes.
Because I wanted them to talk about from a male perspective of what it means to live out your identity in Christ. In the male perspective. And then I'm still trying to find if any of the ladies are willing to do it from their perspective as well.
Oh, that would be cool.
So stay tuned for that. That's my goal. It's what I really want, because a lot of the students right now are learning about their identity in Christ and who they really are, and not from what they do or where they're from, but who they are in Christ. So I'm wanting to get that going that way, because I know that's really fresh right now for all the students. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys are doing good. Stay blessed. Love you guys. Peace.